Hello, Lowell back with another video guide for Wuchang Fallen Feathers. This time around, I'm going to break down everything you need to know about the unique madness mechanic in this Chinese myth-inspired Souls-like, as it's a little bit complicated. So on the surface, the more you die in Wuchang Fallen Feathers, the higher your madness level. When you get above a certain threshold of madness, you deal increased damage but also take increased damage along with some other effects. At above 50% madness, Wuchang's eyes will glow red. At above 90%, her arm and neck will have a gnarly red scar, and if you die again, an inner demon will spawn where you died. More on that later. You can gauge the general madness level in the bottom left corner of the HUD, in the character menu, or from the invoke icon when resting at a shrine. Looking deeper, however, reveals a lot of different positives and negatives to raising your madness and different ways to do so other than dying. For instance, if you kill human enemies that aren't infected with feathering like these super annoying ninjutsu handmaids, your madness will increase. Though this seems by an inconsequential amount, so you have to kill a bunch to get max madness. You can tell they're not feathered if they don't evaporate into a bunch of feathers when you defeat them. You can use Madness Incense, a rechargeable item that you begin the game with. These items also prevent your madness from decreasing for some time. When you're chilling at a shrine, you can also invoke to purchase items. Doing so will increase your madness, however, you cannot purchase these items if you're already at max madness. Finally, and my personal favorite for my magic build, the rare Plumed Branch item grants 5 charges of Skybound Might, which you use to cast spells and power up skills at the cost of increased madness. You get these from defeating your inner demons or from invoking at the shrine. So how do you decrease madness? Well, not dying a lot for a start, but after that, killing feathered enemies, those that poof into a bunch of feathers upon death, decreases your madness. Most enemies are of this type, so it's actually quite easy to decrease it this way. Defeating a major boss will also reset your madness to 0. Likewise, if you die with over 90% madness and an inner demon spawns, defeating it or dying to it will reset your madness to 0. If you're having trouble defeating inner demons, try to hit them in the back with a charged heavy attack to stagger them or keep your distance and use spells. Note that sometimes you'll get a demon manifested warning and an inner demon-like foe will spawn. These are different to the inner demons that appear when you die as they're set spawns, but they also drop your madness to 0 when you defeat them. Last, across the Fallen Tree's shortcut in the Shu Sanctum leads to a shrine where you can spend your defined gift items. Doing so will decrease your madness, though this isn't a very reliable method as divine gift items are hard to come by. So let's look at why you would want to increase your madness. First and foremost, you net 20% more red mercury when your madness is at 90% or more, though you lose more if you die with higher madness and your inner demon will take all of it from you if it kills you. You also deal about 10% more damage when your madness is above 90%. Again, you also take 10% more damage. However, with a lot of vitality, this doesn't seem to be too much of a detriment, though builds like my slow and steady magic one here make less use of the damage increase than a fast dual blades build might, for instance. Most importantly, several skills on the skill tree grant bonus effects at either the 50% or 90% madness thresholds. The skills at 50% are Swift Resilience, Conversion, Steel Resolve, Rapid Temperance, Fury of the Skyborn, and Impact. At 90%, most disciple skills have increased effects. Furthermore, the Health Siphon node is a powerful option if you want to run a madness-focused build, and is a viable way of playing Wuchang Fallen Feathers. In fact, during my time with the game, I didn't mind having 90% or above madness for boss fights as they have massive health pools that take quite a while to chip away at. Note that inner demons don't spawn in boss arenas if you die with max madness. And yeah, that's all you need to know about madness in Wuchang Fallen Feathers. For more, check out gamerguides.com proper, where I'm certain we have the most comprehensive Wuchang guides around, including even more information on madness. Otherwise, like this video and maybe even subscribe so we can continue on our quest to fulfill all your gaming needs.